Welcome to Car Spotter Belgium. I'm Thibaut and today is a very good and fun day because we got the Abarth 695 Esseesse. In this video I will tell you everything about this car. We will do a quick walk around and take a look at the interior, and later on in this video I will also take you for a drive. So the 695, there are a lot of versions and editions available. You got the Turismo, Competizione, Tributo, 131 Rally, the Esseesse, and I guess probably a lot more. They all got the 1.4 liter T-Jet engine, which produces 180 horsepower and 250 Newton meters of torque. And that's more than enough for a car that just weighs about 1060 kilograms. So a 1.4 liter with a single turbo, which can generate a maximum of 2 bars, and in totally that delivers 180 horsepower to the front wheels, and that is really impressive. Also a nice Scorpion logo on the engine cover. So as I've mentioned, this is the Esseesse, that's the way it should be pronounced in Italian, and Esseesse stands for Super Sport, and this is the 695 Esseesse and it is limited to 695 units. In my eyes, this is one of the best specs I've seen so far on an Abarth. Normally I'm a huge fan of bright colors, but this one is the first one that really convinces me of something else. The color is called Nero Scorpione, and in combination with that we have these white details. One of these details are the wheels. They are 17 inch with a Michelin Pilot Sport 3 tire on it, which gives it an excellent amount of grip. Behind the rim we got a perforated disc and a nice red Brembo caliper. Another cool thing about these 695s is that they have these adjustable roof spoilers, which you can manually adjust from 0 to 60 degrees. And it does not only look cool, it also gives it an extra amount of downforce of 42 kilograms at a speed of 200 kilometers an hour. And then the masterpiece is down here, because this one got an Akrapovic exhaust system. And if we take a look underneath here, you can see that there are coming two pipes together. I don't know if you can see it correctly. Yeah, here you see. So this exhaust has an exhaust valve, and when it is closed the sound goes through the muffler, and when you open it, it bypasses that. So one pipe is for the sound or the exhaust gases which are coming through the muffler, and the second exhaust pipe is the bypass, which is bypassing the muffler, of course. And that delivers a really loud and aggressive sound and some louder bangs while shifting. Just to give you some more information, we got this with 3 Abarths, and they eventually got the 3 styles of exhaust tips. So this one got 4 exhaust tips which are placed horizontally. Mine got the exhaust tips, 2 bigger ones as you have seen in the video. And the last Abarth we have got 4 exhaust tips which are placed vertically. So those are the 3 styles they produce with it. Let us inspect the trunk. I need to say I was quite surprised by the trunk capacity. But don't get me wrong, it is still little, but I always thought it was worse with these cars. And the reason for that is because I have seen so many small cars in the past, and the trunk is just ridiculously small. But this one is quite acceptable. You can get something stored in here. Of course you can expand that by folding down the rear seats. So let me do that. And then you can take out this fairly little shelf here to get a better entrance, and this is a quite acceptable amount of space. I'm really surprised, and I might look stupid, but I have never driven a Fiat 500 in the past, and I guess that is just a reason why I'm surprised this time. Inside of the Abarth, probably the first thing you will notice in this one are these carbon details, which are very nice. Also a 12 o'clock mark in carbon and the gear knob. I guess this is an option, and I haven't seen it yet in an Abarth, but this one has it. Another remarkable thing are these bucket seats, which are really impressive. So as you can see here, it is a limited edition, so one of 695 units. And then also you got the 695 Esseesse logo on the headrest. Behind the steering wheel we got this round digital cluster, and on the left we got another chrono which measures the pressure of the turbo, which is really insane to look at. In the center we find the main infotainment screen, and I guess this screen is probably smaller than the screen you get behind the steering wheel, but I will just turn it on for a moment. So we see the face of the Abarth, and this system supports Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Probably some other apps to look at here, but I'm not going to talk too much about this, because beside the navigation and the Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, you won't use the system or the radio, because you got a good radio at the back of the car. Below the infotainment screen we find some buttons, and I'm going to talk about this button first, because I guess this one is the one you are going to use the most. And as you can see at the Scorpion logo, this one is the button to activate the sport mode, and not only is going to be the car a lot more responsive, also the valve in the exhaust is going to open, so this one is probably the one you are going to use a lot. Then we got some climatization buttons, the 5-speed manual gear stick. Below here we got a 12-volt DC port, a little storage compartment, 2 cup holders, 2 USB-A ports, another compartment, and in the back we also got 2 cup holders. On the dashboard we also got some nice Alcantara, also the 695 SS logo in here, and this is also Alcantara, so really nice interior. Above us we also got a panoramic roof, so this is the sun visor. You can tilt it up like this or just completely open it. I'm going to take place in the back, so you have to pull this handle here, and then the front seat just moves to the front. So let me get in here like this. So now you see the wide back of this bucket seat, which is very nice. So slide the seat in position, and that's it. We are sitting. The leg room is of course not very great, and the headroom is also not very impressive, but I'm 1.85 m and I think it is almost quite impressive that I'm just fitting inside here in the back of the Abarth, and I'm just sitting here okay. So we have talked about the exterior, the interior, and I think it is now time to take you for a drive. So let's fire her up. I'm going to switch to sport mode just to open up the valves, and then we are going to fire her up. It is not a cold start because that is even louder. So he's warm and it does not sound very bad. So driving the Abarth 695 SS, it is just a toy for the road. I have mentioned it, it is front wheel drive, so 180 horsepower delivered to the front wheels, and for a small car as this one you also expect that it will have some understeering, in the corners and a bit of traction loss while accelerating, but it is all acceptable for this car. You also notice that it has a smaller engine, so the 1.4, and this car really needs the boost from the turbo, so that's also the reason why you have this chrono here on the left, just to see the boost build up of the turbo. So I'm now going to floor it. This is full throttle. So now you see when the boost is building up, you will get more and more power, and that's the thing that it needs. So without the turbo it was just a regular slow car, but due to the turbo it is quite fast. Consumption wise, it has a gas tank of 35 liters, and its average consumption is between 7 and 8 liter, and I would say 9 liter maybe when you are pushing it really hard. So it is actually not that bad for a fun sports car as this one. It is really acceptable. Then we got the 0 to 100, that is also a point I want to discuss. So I'm always a fan of 4x4s, and I think this would be even more fun when it was a 4x4. So the acceleration from 0 to 100, it can do that in around 6.7 seconds. But of course you will get some traction loss, and that is noticeable. So when it was a 4x4, it would definitely go quicker off the line. It is just too much fun. So then about the cruise control and speed limit. An easy question, it doesn't have that. And that is maybe the only thing I missed inside of this Abarth. Of course, it is a true driver's car and you want to feel and have the car in your own hands, but at some points you miss that. But that is also the only disadvantage I found about this car. Furthermore, it is just a superb little sports car. And I think this is it for this review. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like, and if you want to see more reviews in the future, then make sure to check out my channel and please subscribe. That would really help me. So I hope you learned a bit more about this Abarth 695 Esseesse, and I really hope to see you next time. So have a great day, and hopefully I see you next time. Bye!